Feeling friends is this concept that I came up with laying in bed one night. I have all these close friends who have these wonderful stories. Stories that can help change the world. Life experiences that can help other people believe in themselves. Hold tight to their dreams and make their dreams reality. On Feeling Friends, we talk about God, we talk about love, relationships. I have celebrity friends, I have non-celebrity friends. I have church members, family members. But when you watch and listen to Feeling Friends, you will learn and you will laugh. It's a community of friends helping to build each other up. So tune in to Feeling Friends every Sunday on WHCR 90.3 FM, or you can catch me on YouTube at Feeling Friends Radio. All right, I'll see you there. WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. What's up, everybody? It's me, Phil, and I'm back with a live interview with one of my friends from college, Jason Mimms. Listen, we were talking before the show, and he's got some gems and some jewels to share with you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in actor, award-winning actor, and my friend Jason Mimms to the studio. Let's pull him in right now. Jason, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's happening? What's happening, man?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, bro.
It's been a while. We've been trying to get you on air for a minute, so thank you so much out of your busy Hollywood life and schedule to come on air, man.
Absolutely. Let me just stop you right here. Let me just comment and talk about this intro that you got, because that was live. I'm like,
oh, thank you, man.
What show am I on right now, man? He just got the whole intro going. He got the B-roll of him coming out the subway. I said, look at this. Man. That's what's up, man.
We all trying to make it, right? Like you said, we're all trying to do something.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and tell the people who you are and where you're from.
That's a complex question sometimes, man. But I'm gonna start with, I'm Jason Mimms. I'm an actor from Chicago. I've been living in Los Angeles for the past 11 years. I went to Clark Atlanta University with this brother right here.
Yeah, you.
We went in different ways. I pledged.
Yeah, you made a mistake.
I pledged K side. He went A5, but that's all right. We still.
You don't mind having Kappas on the show every once in a while.
Come on now. We make the show better now.
I
feel like it's elevated a little bit.
Here you go. I do feel like that. I'm like, I got Jason. I at least got my hair cut or something.
Man, new stay clean, man. We gonna stay clean.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Well, we thank you for being on the show, man. Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
Well, you're out there making it happen in Hollywood, man. And I've been watching your trajectory, and I said, let me get Jason on the show before he blow up, and then I can't get him on the show. So, thank you for
that. And that's funny that you say it like that, but I want to stay in a position where I am reachable, man. And I know I might not be able to after a certain time, but I want to be that, because I think that is really important. Basically, on the people who I admire, who I watch the most, those are the things, those are the traits that I celebrate the most out of them. They're reachable, approachable, at least, and they don't mind being real with you. And I want to take that way myself.
Well, I'm an actor too, but the thing about it in Hollywood, the best people who I've ever met were the top actors, the Denzels, the Debbie Allens, and my mentor, Malik Gilbert. These are the people who have sat down with me, who have spoken to me. And it's always those C-list celebrities who don't talk. I'm too busy. So it's like, well, if Denzel can talk to me, why you can't talk to me? I'm confused, right? I'm confused right now.
That's a persona, man. Those are people faking it,
Faking it. And it's all about being real, brother. And it's about keeping it genuine. So keep that. I lived in Hollywood. How long have you been in Hollywood? You said,
man, bro? It's 11 years now, man.
11 years. I had to leave. I had to do 7 and get up out of there. I felt like I was in jail. I got to go. So I had to come back to New York.
It does that to you. It does. You have to figure out how to survive this, because this is hard, man. This is a sentence.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how it is being an actor in Hollywood and stepping out on faith and doing what you need to do. What has that been like? What has the journey been like for you as an actor?
It's been rewarding. I'll say that because I talked about this in another article I just did recently. You can see it's a link on my Instagram. It was for He Is magazine, but I find it rewarding because acting for me has always been a metaphor of my own personal life, where it's been more self-discovery than it has been, the craft, where you go through these different layers of kind of exposing different tiers and parts of yourself if you're willing to go in and do the work. And I say that with an example like the journey of being out here, so what it takes to survive, LA is you have to deal with your personal things, like, just whatever I would be dealing with as a black man just trying to survive in America. I got to deal with those tropes. And then I got, I got the bills, and then I got, which are really big over here, as far as the cost of living in LA.
That's here in New York too, man. It's the same thing.
Exactly. Because y'all living in a shoebox for about $3,000.
Well, I don't live in a shoebox. It's actually pretty big, but it is pretty pricey.
Okay, you got a closet.
Most
okay, I got it.
Most New Yorkers aren't living like that, but yeah.
But I mean, it's about the same over here too. And you have to, that's just on the personal side. But then you got to go into the craft where you have to pay for classes, where you have to, pay for whatever it takes. If you need to do pictures and anything that requires you to just kind of feed your craft, you have to do that as well as all of the rest of the stuff that's already included. And to me, what it reveals is how hungry are you? How much do you want it? And if you really want it, you're going to go in to some personal places inside of you where you're going to dig to find some stuff that either you thought you never really had, or you're going to find out that you don't, and you got to build it, and that to me is LA in a nutshell. Like, can you go within and can you survive the storm? Because the storm is coming. The storm is rent on the 1st every month. You got
to figure out how to eat. You got to figure out how to eat. And you got to have a car that's working, right?
You got to stay a car that's working, but you got to stay motivated. I mean, like, because if you get down, that's work. You know what I mean? You just took yourself out of audition. You come in there in an audition and you were dry and you were bitter or whatever. You're not gonna make it out here, man. You're gonna be going back home. And so I've had to manage to go through all of those things, and I found the deeper part of me, because it's just like, man, this is rewarding, man. Like, I'm finding things that I'm like, whoa, like I never thought that I will go through some of these things. And when they say like it takes about 10 years to make a career, they ain't lying. They ain't lying. It's been about 10 strong years of going through some of these ups and downs, and you got to take the highs with the lows.
Because everybody comes to LA with this idea: I look good, I'm gonna make it happen. I know people, and I'm about to be a star. Well, you may get like a little show here and there. We all did. We got a little show. We get a little big headed, but then reality sets in. It's like, yo, this ain't taking off how I want it to take off. What do you say to those people who feel like giving up and acting right now? Because there's somebody that's watching this show that's gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna watch this show and I'm gonna see what Jason's talking about, and they want to give up on their dream, and it may not necessarily be acting. What do you say to those people?
Well, you know what? I think about the movie The Matrix, and when Neo was in the back of the car, and he was getting ready to run out, and they had just taken the bug out his stomach, and he's freaking out in the back seat, and they said, wait, they said, look out that window. It was like, you've been down that road before, and you know exactly where it leads. But if you stay in this car, you can find out some things. You basically, whatever. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
You can see something you've never discovered in your life. And I feel like that's the point of giving up. That's where you're at when you give up. You can give up right now, but you know where that road leads. You've been there before. Right. That's where you are right now. You've never gone any further than where that is. But if you stay in the car, in the proverbial car, then you can go down some paths that you've never seen. You can experience some things in your life that you've never, ever quite thought possible. And I've been there. I've been in a place where, you know what? Put it like this. If you've never been in a place where you felt like quitting, I don't feel like you're doing anything worthy of challenging yourself in life. And you should question, why is it so easy? Because it should be hard. Because if you really want this, it's gonna be hard. And
if you want anything worth having, right? If you want anything worth having, it's not going to be just giving to you.
It's not.
Do the work. And you said something so powerful. You said you got to do the work. You did the work on yourself. What did that work look like on yourself, Jason?
Man,
what did that work really look like?
You know what?
And it wasn't spitting canes and stuff and shimmying.
You know, you're funny. I'm gonna let Adam go. But you know what, man? The work on myself is being real with myself and checking those moments where I'm not being confident enough with myself. When I'm allowing other external factors to filter in and dilute who I know and believe myself to be. And I remember watching Viola Davis talk about something in an interview where she was like, when you get the opportunity, she was like, you know, you go through this pretty much, I'm paraphrasing again. When you get to the point where you've gone through all the things that you've done and it's your opportunity to shine, you need to shine like the star you really are. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what that star really is, well, that's the internal work. That's the work. And for me, it was just believing, because I started doing this when I was 10. I started doing this when I was a kid in Chicago, doing theater in the basement of a small theater company called Chicago Theater Company. And I know I've been doing this for a while. This is 25 plus years.
And the thing about it is people don't know that actors, we start early. We've been starting for a long time. And you finally get that gig, like, oh, how did he blow up? Like, well, we've been acting since he was 5. So
and you gotta hold that. You gotta know you got that in you, you know. And the internal work for me was, you know, doing the introspection and realizing, you know, like I've been doing this. I got the things that, you know, that pretty much no one else has. I'm uniquely me. And whatever I do bring to the table, I know nobody else can do it like me, because that's me. And being confident about that and secure enough to walk out in any room, in any casting room, in any, you know, networking room, in any, you know, just platform that I'm exposed to, I know I'm prepared, I'm ready, I'm enough. And that you're gonna take some lumps on, because I mean the doubt does creep in. And
you just said something so powerful. You said, I am enough.
I'm enough.
Bro, you might want to be a preacher. You might want to open up a mega church in I saw him. Give the cash out. Let give you some money.
Come on now. Hey, I can use it too. I can use it.
It's about you telling yourself, you know what, I am enough. And when I go into this audition, it's for me. Those Viola Davises, they don't walk into the room. You know, Viola always tell her story about her being insecure about, but you know what, at some point you gotta say, yo, I'm enough. Either they're gonna like me or they're not gonna like me. Either you're gonna like my talent or you're not gonna like my talent. Really? And it's a God-given talent. Just go with that and go and know that it's gonna be okay and everything's gonna work out how it's supposed to be.
And not try to emulate someone else like the Viola Davis and try and be a Viola Davis, because you'll never be the Viola Davis.
Definitely.
And I mean, you could be a close replica, you know, like imitation, but you won't be her. And until you realized who you are is what God was been, you know, he's put your gifts, your talents in you for you to minister to people that you are to reach. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you do yourself a disservice trying to be like someone else, when, like, I'm from Chicago. There's a bunch of Chicago kids that are watching me that are like, you know what? I didn't think about going that route because I've been exposed to all these things, but maybe I might try acting or something totally different. But I'm just inspired by you because you're from where I'm from and you made it that far. And I'm like, oh, like, okay, I get you, God. Like, let me just stay to my beat and be me. So
and the thing about that too is that, Jason, it's enough room for all of us.
Man,
it's enough room and it's enough money for everybody to be successful. And I hate the fact when people say, I don't want to put him on this because I don't want to let him, bro, what's for you is for you. And nobody can take that from you. If God has put something on you and he's going to bless you with a project, it's going to be yours and you're going to make it yours. And guess what? We can all be at the Academy Awards. We can be at the NAACP Awards together and all winning. You know, that's so powerful, right?
We're going to pass the plate for Pastor Phil over here.
Listen, Pastor Mimms, let's talk about Pastor Mimms, I'm going to call you. Let's talk about, we were talking about something earlier, but I want to talk about your faith because you just mentioned it. What has your faith meant to you, especially in your trajectory in your career?
Man, if you don't have a deeper, higher source that you can tap into in this, you will be broken. Mm-hmm. And I think it's purposely for you to experience God on a deeper level, because if if you don't have some type of divine connection to something that tells you when you're in a position like pursuing a career like this is insane. You
It
go
is. It
into
really
a
is.
position where you subject yourself to everybody's personal opinion about you. Even though you're not really, you in audition because you're portraying a character, you're doing a role, but they're still telling you no. And it's like you're in here every week, every day, submitting yourself to somebody's scrutiny to tell you whether you're good or not for them.
For
And
them.
you have to put it in your mind. This is the insane part about it, where it's like, I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna get up and do it again. I'm gonna get up and get slapped in the face, punched in the face, kicked in the face, hit by a car with no's every day until I get a yes.
Right.
And that doesn't come with, just some sheer I don't know, determination and just, you just got this gumption to get up and do it. That's not enough. You don't have enough motivation in you for you to survive the onslaught of this, just all of this constant, berating of your gifts, your talent.
Of your gifts. And a lot of times those people don't even have the gifts you have.
And that to me brings us to the place where you have to ask yourself, well, what do I tap into to feed me? And that's where I have a spiritual connection to God. Like I pray, I try and do things as people say now, and which I call the same thing interchangeably, but manifesting. But I think it's prayer. I mean, because you're really going inwards and you're talking to yourself about things you want to expect. But if you're praying, it's almost about the same way to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to start to envision the life you want to have, and that takes some internal conversations with somebody, something, some force,
something more powerful than you yourself.
And you got to believe in that, and you got to know, like, man, I put these prayers out, and they were back in 07, but I still think it's going to hit. It's going to hit big. And to me, I've been doing that for almost all of my career, because I know I've been in positions where it wasn't me that got me anything that I got. And I've been, able to continue to move along this journey where I'm like, yo, whoever, whether it's my ancestors in there in the sky, moving for me, whether it's the people in the tree at Black Panther that came off the ancestral plane and they met me, like all of that. I know it's at play, because I'm like, I didn't do this. I random phone calls, text messages, just like, show up to this. Like, as a casting director's interested in you for this.
My life has been the same way. I literally get phone calls like, I need you to come here today. And I'm like, damn, you could have gave me 2 weeks so I can run. But you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, right?
And that's God. That's God to me.
But it's all God. And you know what I realized too, Jason, is that our gifts and our talents is not for us to hoard. It is for other people. So when people watch our shows, this radio show, people see us online, they see us on the screen, we are literally giving them something from God. And that's how I start to take my talent. I'm like, this is my talent that is going to bless somebody.
Absolutely.
And that's what I change, because it's always about us. It's always like, oh, I'm going to look good, I'm just saying, no, it's about the content of who you are. And my best work has been when I've been looking horrible on screen. And it's been powerful because it wasn't me. It was something else inside of me showing that I need to put this work out there.
Man, you really talking about something there too, because I think I call that the responsibility. I call that, the information, the things that you're giving, it's your responsibility.
Our responsibility, absolutely.
Because you were entrusted with something, that not many people get a chance to hold. And who are you to just, keep it all to yourself and act like, like you just got this on your own? Like, a lot of people put in for you, like I said, you got parents, grandparents that prayed for you to get to where you are. And that your responsibility now is to service the community of people who have helped propel you to where you are. Like, you got to give it back, dude. It's not yours. You can't keep it anyway. So I feel that, bro.
Well, I want to touch on something before we got on the show. Man, Pastor Mimms, you good? I got to bring you back on the show.
Man, bring me back, bro. I'm ready.
Let's talk about what we were talking about before, about you having that gift and people not believing that you have something to share with other people. What could you mind jumping into that? And that,
Man,
if you want to jump into what we were talking about, bro.
absolutely, man. So what we were talking about is having a platform before having a platform,
Mhm.
and I've been in a position, where when we talk about this responsibility, because I've gone through so much in my career. I've gotten I've received a lot of this information that I've been hoarding. I've
Mhm.
been sitting on. And I've been sitting on it because I'm like, well, when I get my platform, like when I, when everything starts to break, then
Yeah.
then I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna tell everybody.
Mhm.
But I realized I have been waiting on my platform for a platform to speak when I can speak right now. I feel like, I'm ready to talk and give some gifts and share some things right now that even though I'm not where I want to be, it still can, I still got things to share. I still got things that would, affect some people right now.
Right.
And I guess I started feeling that way because as actors, we were talking about, how we sabotage ourselves with,
Mhm.
thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm not qualified enough to
Right.
speak on these things, to say these things. And I was definitely feeling like that, which to me now I just got real with myself again. This is internal work. I was like, hey, listen, whatever it is that I'm dealing with in that way that makes me feel like I'm not qualified enough, I'm ready to share that. So I've been putting together a conversation that I want to take and I want to bring back to our alma mater, and
Mhm.
I want to talk to the students at Clark, and I want to give them some of the things that I've learned. I want to share that because everything that I have right now to a student who's sitting in the seats who's never, done any of this work is more to them than, I'm crediting myself. It's they're looking at me like I've never done any of this stuff. And I'm looking at
Right.
myself, yeah, well, I'm not quite Denzel yet. And it's like,
Right.
well, Denzel, constantly working. I mean, I think I still can listen to you, even though you're not Denzel.
Right.
So, but it's
And
hard.
these young kids, they don't even know who Denzel is. They were like, who?
Yeah, I know, and that's another
Right.
story.
Uh-huh.
They know
But
more
that's right.
reality TV and
Right.
Instagram and TikTok people than
Right.
everything else. But
But I
yeah,
think that that's important because you do have a story to tell. You may not be where you want to be, but you're where somebody else wants to be. And that takes a lot of courage. That's an inner working thing. Like, yo, I do have a story to tell. Like I have been through some things and I can share
and that's the thing, man. We look up, as actors, we
it.
look down the road and we see the people who set the benchmarks, and we want to be like the benchmark person, but we're not
Right.
looking at our own personal benchmarks
Absolutely.
that we've made, and we're not looking at those and celebrating those because we're caught up on the people who are pushing the culture forward, which is cool.
Mhm.
Eventually we'll catch up to that, but you gotta realize, like, your personal benchmarks, you've done some things. You've done a lot from,
I've done a lot.
especially for myself, coming from Chicago at 10 years old,
Mhm.
acting in this small basement theater, like literally is like a what they call a 99 seat theater,
Mhm.
where like the house is probably the size of like a black box theater. And that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
That's what I knew. And to imagine and to dream that I would be in California, it was only my imagination and a dream.
Mhm.
Now I'm living that. Now I'm
We're living it.
I'm 11 years in,
Yeah.
and I'm on TV shows and I'm in commercials and I'm doing, movies. And that's surreal.
Yeah.
When I look at, if I would have talked to my 10-year-old self and I'd be there right now, like I've made it, for my
Yeah,
10.
don't jump. You got my questions, and I had put that in the question. Don't jump. Don't jump ahead. That's what I wanted to ask you next. What would you tell your 20-year-old, if you could go back 10 years, 15 years, what would you tell that young Jason? What advice would you give him?
Damn, man, that's a hard one, man, because I'm so hard on myself. I probably would tell myself to relax
Mm.
and to dream big. You
Okay.
know, dream bigger.
Mm.
Dream bigger than you're dreaming right now, because sometimes we're afraid of how big we can dream.
Mm.
And that can scare you if you really go through and do the dream work. I mean, I remember asking myself a question because somebody said something. Somebody, you know how sometimes, you know, you get these little random conversations that people post, you know, if you could take the dinner with Jay-Z or 500,000, what would you do? You know, and it was something
Well,
like
me, I'll do $500,000. I ain't got to give no damn Jay-Z.
I mean, we definitely would at this point. I mean, I could use that. Pay off your student loans, you know.
I ain't got time to do no Jay-Z. He'd be all right.
but one of them was, the question was like if you can have your dream something, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying a couple things, and at the time I was with my ex-girlfriend, and she said some shit, and I'm looking like,
you can't cuss on the show, man.
I'm sorry. Bleep it out. I didn't say that.
He didn't cuss.
Okay, she said some stuff. And I'm sitting there like, my dreams are broken. I'm like, I ain't never really thought to dream some stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, like, wait a minute. I was like, I ain't never really thought that deep, because I'm like, I guess there's some part of myself like that was like breaking the third wall of my life. Like, oh, I could go out into the crowd. Like, I was just dreaming on stage. I didn't know I can leave and go over here. And that's the part where you have to free yourself, where I know in my mind at 20, I was just really blinders on, like, I'm just gonna get to this place. I'm gonna just be successful, and you know, and it's gotta happen now. And I'm like, what other things do you want to do in your life? You know, what is the legacies that you want to leave? You know, what is it that you want to completely, like, how do you see this dream playing out? Because all I saw was acting. And that's a really small dream. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I mean, if all you see yourself is in the role, I mean, you can get the role tomorrow.
You get the role tomorrow, yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, but what's the full dream? Like, what does it entail? Like, you know, where do you want to go in the world? How do you affect the world? How do you change the world? And I was like, yo, like, I don't even know. I have no idea. I have no clue. And, you know, to some degree, I'm only 20 years old. You know, I probably, you know, I still had that to experience, but I would definitely say to relax, you know, chill out. You know, you got another strong 10 years before you really gonna get into this. But also, you know, like, just keep dreaming. Put everything out there. Go after things that you don't think that are reachable and attainable, because even if you fail, there's success in that. That's the journey. That's the lesson. You know, and you got to be willing to fail. So,
and failure is not really what we think it is. It's just something that just wasn't for you. And something else is going to come up. If you did not get this role, guess what? You're going to do audition 100 times, and it's going to be that one role that's going to change your life. And that's where we are as actors. What's any final thoughts for you, brother? This is a good, this is good, Pastor. Pastor, man. This is good, man.
No, man. You know, but I appreciate you even saying that, because even the idea of allowing things like this to come out, like where I'm ministering in a way where I'm just, it sounds preachy, but this is real life stuff that I've lived, man. Like, you don't get to the point where you can share things like this unless you experienced it. And I'm glad to be in a position to be able to sound like that, because I mean, to me, I was like I said, I didn't think I had a platform to speak, because I didn't think I was qualified enough. I didn't think nobody would want to listen to me. But if it resonates to you here, then it's going to resonate more when I definitely do get that, you know, platform. So
absolutely. Tell us what you got coming up. Listen, you did a movie with my homegirl Shalea, and me and my best friend, we love Shalea. My best friend Ivy, we love Shalea. That's our best friend on the side. We ain't ever met her, but you got to ask her. I'm like, she's in the movie with Shalea. So what you got coming up, man?
Yeah, yes, sir, man. But she's gonna be playing my fiance.
What? Are you serious?
Or I'm gonna be her fiance, however you want to put it. You know, because you know it's
crazy.
It's an original film that's gonna be on TV One. That one's called well, it was formerly known as Lineage. I think they just changed the name, like, I want to say like a week ago.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is. It's like Montrose blood family rules.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
gonna watch it, whatever it is.
I'm butchering it. You know what I mean? But it's the Montrose family. Montrose family rules, I think.
Okay.
But it's a dope cast. Actually, it's directed and starring oh God, why did her name just slip me? Victoria Rao. Victoria Rao from, she was
From
back
the
in the day.
stories?
Yeah, from the stories.
Yeah.
Y'all might be too young if you watching this. If y'all don't
Uh-huh.
know who Victoria Rao is, first of all, you know what I mean? She is a legend in the game.
She
Look
is.
her up. Go ahead, check out her IMDb. She got more credits than novels.
Yeah.
Like it's a book. You just start flipping her credits.
Okay,
And I'm
good,
like,
good.
damn, but
Yeah.
she's directing it. She's co-starring with Richard Brooks,
Okay.
who's done a lot of things like I want to say I think it may have been NCIS or one of the like a lot of the cop NYPD Blue or something like that. I think that might be it. And he's done a lot of things. He's a legend in the game too. He's done a lot. And then Shalea's in there.
Shalea, if y'all don't know Shalea, there are certain people. People know I love Whitney Houston. It's like Whitney Houston, Aretha, Shalea. That's how it is with me. That girl can sing.
Can sing.
She can sing, and she's beautiful too. And I'm mad she got married too. I mean, I'm happy for her. But
you heard?
Yeah, she married you.
I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna let her know.
Listen, when you see her, tell her like, "Hey, Theo," and send me the text message.
I got you. I'm gonna jump on FaceTime so she can meet her biggest fan.
Please, and do me a favor. Let people know how to get in touch with you, brother, on Instagram.
Well, let me also, I got one more other thing. This one's actually,
go ahead.
This was actually pretty dope. This one's gonna be Cherish Your Day. This is one of Ava DuVernay's shows.
Oh, good.
So, this is gonna be the second season of Cherish the Day. Ava DuVernay started that one in Los Angeles, and the next one is gonna be it's an anthology. So the next season is gonna take place in New Orleans.
Okay.
So I think this may be running hopefully around the same time as the final season of Queen Sugar.
Okay.
We'll see. So y'all can check that out on OWN. The other film that I was talking about is going to be on TV1, but the one on OWN, I'm gonna be Joy Bryant's boyfriend on that one.
Joy Bryant from Roscoe's Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Antoine for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
All of those. So I'm gonna be her little boo thing in there. And it's pretty dope role. So that'll be.
It's funny. I gotta tell people that every time I turn on the TV late at night, he be in the bed with some woman. Right? You gotta get it together.
They gotta get me out the bed, man. But you know what? I made it out the bed for this one. For these two roles, I'm out the bed. I got clothes on. They let me do some things. I'm speaking. I'm not just.
I'm proud of you. man. It's so every time I see you on TV, I'm like, "Hey, you on TV," but I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate it. But your question, you said, how can they get in touch with me? I'm on Instagram. You could follow me at Jason_Mimms. That's MIMMS. And then Facebook or Twitter and all that stuff. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm not a TikTok or anything like that.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's because of age. We get up there.
I know, man. I'm not the little dance.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
I'm not doing all that stuff, man. I'm grown.
Right.
I got gray hair in my beard, and
I know, but shit, you be both. I got to go get some dye tonight.
But yeah, y'all can find me and holler at me, man. I'm anxious to get this going. The conversation series is gonna hopefully. I just sent the proposal in to Clark. I've been talking with him all week. Hopefully, I'm gonna get it going around homecoming.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna try. I'm shooting for October 13th. So if there's any alumni that want to check that out, I'm gonna get a few.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. It's our 15 years, so I'll be there, and I'll definitely come support you.
So I'm gonna get a few of my celebrity friends. We're gonna jump on stage. We're gonna talk about this thing, and I'd love to, have people like you be a part of it too, because I'm gonna keep the conversation going, and I'd love to bring you in on that too, like you brought me in on this. Appreciate it.
I'll be there, brother. Well, thank you so much for hold tight for me in the green room, all right? Hold tight.
Yes, sir.
I want to say thank you so much to Jason for coming on. He told us to dream bigger. Remember that God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask, think, or ever imagine. So remember to put him first and everything's going to work out. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much, Jason, for coming on. All right. We'll see you soon. Right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem.